Student Branding TV. I'm Derek Merdinian.
And I'm Erica Zuko. Today we're going to be talking about how to build your personal and professional network through connections that you might find through friends, through colleagues, or people that you might want to work for or work with in the future. One of the first things that we want to kind of talk about is how to learn where you need to form those connections and where you want to form those connections. So, for example, some people that you might want to network with are people that you want to work with on projects, on a future business venture, on some type of research project, or they might be people that you want to work for through an internship, through a mentorship. Any other kinds of people that you think, Derek, are good to mention?
Anybody that can connect you with somebody else, anybody that has a leadership position within a particular industry. I think the connectors are some of the most powerful people to get to know, though, because frankly, they know everybody in that industry. And if you get to know them, then you rapidly expand your network. It's not who you know, it's who you know, or excuse me, the people that know the people you know. So, it's not the first degree of separation, it's the one after that that really makes the powerful nature of the network.
Right, and a lot of the time, I think that we misperceive the word networking. We think about it as something where you're just building a bunch of connections with random people that you might want to get something from in the future. But I don't
Right.
really think that that's what networking is. It's building these genuine connections with people that you want to know, people that
Absolutely.
you might want to work with, but people also that you just would want to talk with or learn from, or have relationships with. And I think that's something important to note.
Definitely. I mean, when people go to networking events, they come back with stacks of business cards. I mean, this is just from the past few weeks. And out of all of these, I'm keeping in touch with this person, this person, this person, uh, this one, maybe this one, and that's it. Out of all of them, maybe I chose a third of them. Being able to pick the best people out of all the people you meet to grow your network is really important. You can go to a networking event and meet 20 people in an evening, but it's not going to be easy to maintain the vast size of your network if you're trying to keep in touch with everybody. Find the people that really matter to you and build relationships with these people because they're going to be the ones that are going to help you out the most over the long term.
Yeah, and in terms of your professional connections, I mean, think about it just like your personal connections. You have your family members and your close friends, and those people that you want to form the strongest relationships with. And then there are those people that you kind of keep in your life but might not keep tabs on all the time or, keep up with through phone calls or emails, that you don't maybe keep up with as much in terms of what they're doing, but you still kind of keep them in your life.
Sure.
And Derek kind of mentioned the ways that you meet people at conferences, at events, at things that might pertain to whatever it is that you're interested in. Which types of events have you been to recently, Derek?
Sure. So I really like going to startup events, different networking events that are just for budding entrepreneurs, people that want to help each other out. You go to these things and you can meet software engineers, product developers, venture capitalists, angel investors, people from the entire spectrum within this business atmosphere. And it's great to connect with a little bit of everything because you don't know who's gonna be able to help you out in the long term, who you're gonna be able to help out in the long term. The connections go both ways. So it's great when you can go to not just a generic networking event, but one that's specifically for the area that you're focused in, because then everybody there becomes somebody valuable to be in touch with.
One of the big places that I'll put most of the people that I want to keep in touch with is in my Google contacts. Typically, after I go to a conference or some type of event like that, if I meet somebody that there's someone that I really want to stay in touch with, I'll shoot them an email and just say, "Hey, it was really great meeting you. I really liked talking about this," and kind of give them a reminder of what you guys talked about whenever you're at that event, because you meet tons of people and it's kind of hard to keep track at times, and say, "I really love to keep in touch and talk about this in the future." And then whenever I send them an email in Gmail, it saves their name, so I kind of, if I ever forget, I know that I talked to somebody about this specific topic. I can search for those keywords, and that kind of helps you a little bit as well. And so that's one big way. Another thing is, a lot of people have LinkedIn. and a lot of people use it differently. You know, you might link up with everybody that you meet, or you might link up solely with people that you work with. And I like to kind of wait until I've worked on a project with someone or kind of had some type of professional proximity before I link up with people on LinkedIn. But some people will just meet somebody at an event and then add them that way and keep in touch with them that way. What about you, Derek? Do you typically link up with people right away, or do you wait?
You know, like you said, as far as LinkedIn goes, is I like to have some sort of establishment with them before I forge a connection with them. Keeping track, you know, over email is a fantastic way. Another tip that I got from a friend of mine is that when you do that introductory email and you send it out to them to say, hey, you know, I'm glad that we got to meet and I enjoyed talking about X. The next time you reach out to that person, instead of sending them a fresh email, reply to that direct email so that they have more context and they remember who you are, what you talked about. It's a great way to stay relevant and you know, keep on their minds. So, and as far as sustaining this relationship over the long term, you know, you can set up opportunities to go out for coffee and just, you know, have a 30-minute talk or whatnot.
And while you can meet a lot of people at these different types of networking events, another way to build your network is to find people online that have blogs that interest you, or that do jobs that interest you, or have some type of achievement or interest that you also share, and to just contact them directly. I can't say how many times I've just emailed people and said, I really enjoy your work. I really appreciate what you're doing in the online sphere. I really admire what you've done in the media industry, and been able to just set up coffee dates with people that I've never met before or never really necessarily talked to before. And you'll be surprised by how happy people are to meet with you, and how eager they are to let somebody that's just starting out in that career field learn more. Yeah. So if you have any other questions about this topic, or if you have any input, you can always email us at studentbrandingtv@gmail.com. You can also check out more tips, articles, and information on personal branding at studentbranding.com.